This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. Man like Gad, what's happening, bro? You okay?
I'm very good, thank you, Charlie Parsons.
Good to be back on the Stomping Ground live and direct. We've not done an in-person piece in a while. We usually join with your piano in the background on Zoom, or in your hotel in Cyprus perhaps, or
where were we, in the Hilton?
Or Abu Dhabi before some paddle boarding. Today we do it in person.
God, you've got a good memory given
Riyadh.
How many interviews you do.
Of course, Gareth.
I see you getting off little private jets all the time at the moment with renowned soccer stars and who else?
Khan as well.
With Amir Khan, yeah, but I expect you to be with Amir Khan, but your soccer diaspora is quite interesting now. I'm very well, thank you. Nice to see you got nicely shaved up as well for the,
Thanks, mate.
the trip to KSA.
What are you saying about the
yeah, it looks nice.
short back and stomping?
Looks nice, looks really nice. I mean, I won't give you the full Eddie Hearn, which is, oh mate, your aura from the haircut. Oh man!
Positive aura from the haircut.
No, totally.
Fantastic.
No, it looks fantastic. You've got any stick from Eddie Hearn recently?
No, I'm about to interview him after I interview you, so maybe we'll have some new.
I really enjoyed the intro. I was literally it was a genuine lol.
Genuine lull.
A lol, yeah, laughing out loud. The intro to your last interview is about 8 minutes long before.
Yeah.
What was it?
Was that the interview where Oscar started eating the baguette on camera?
Yeah, exactly. It was very good.
That was quite a good one.
I thought Eddie was going to have a bite of the baguette at one point.
Yeah, it was very random.
Did your mum make him the baguette?
No,
or
it was Oscar's mum made Oscar's
mum
baguette,
made him
and then on the side of the interview, he was just stood there eating it.
Yeah,
so
it was very funny.
I said, get Oscar in while he's eating his baguette. We're in the Kingdom. What an elite fight that we're going to see unfold on Saturday night. Fair to say that if it wasn't for Saudi Arabia, we probably wouldn't be seeing this fight.
I think we'd see it, but it wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah, especially with the card and everything.
They brought it together so brilliantly. They talked about making the fight 7, 8, 9 months ago, and you know they're going to deliver the big fights because they've got the wherewithal, they've got the desire, they've got the passion for it, they've got a great team in the background involved in it, and they've got Turki Al Sheikh, who is going to make these things happen now. So, I mean, you know, he's a huge advocate of the best fight and the best of making fights that are friendly. And this is, weirdly, it's not a fight that crosses out into the mainstream. Hopefully it will this week. Yeah, I know the guys are making a bit more effort to speak. Because, like, you know,
say that.
They are literally the irresistible force.
Beterbiev?
No, I have interviewed him a few times for TV as well.
Have you ever managed to get him to say more than 5 words in a response?
Yeah. Got him to giggle a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I got that yesterday.
And I think the thing is he's not going to change for you, but I think you've got to take a different tack with him. You can't ask the normal questions and I expect him to open up.
Try and get him out of his shell a little bit.
But I think
he doesn't care for boxing, weirdly enough. Like, genuinely, he says he doesn't. He doesn't watch boxing. He says he doesn't like boxing. It's a job to him. He's simplicity, and he compartmentalises, and that's why he's 20 fights, 20 knockouts. Is he the last pure Soviet-style boxer? No, because Bivol is a Soviet-style boxer. It feels a more modern adaptation. I mean, like real old. No, he's school. A wrecking ball. No, Bivol is the more traditional Russian-style boxer for me. Fair enough. He's more of a he's a warrior case. You know, when you think about those fights that you almost, I don't want to say never envisioned, but given the political landscape of boxing maybe a year, 2 years ago, I know you said maybe it would have happened as such, but it's one of those ones that we're really going to sort of take that deep breath the minute that first bell rings, the fact that we've even seen them facing off against each other. Well, I think we would have got it in Vegas, and it would have been at the T-Mobile or at the MGM, and we'd have got 15,000 people in there, and a lot of travelling Russians from America, but not on the scale that this is going to be elevated to, and with an undercard like this. And I do think the undercard will draw the fight. The fact we're all out here, the fact it's been given precedence as the opening of Riyadh season. Look, a year ago we were here, and the opening of Riyadh. I wasn't actually here a year ago, so I never got to see the scenes of the opening. But everyone just, I mean, I saw them unfold online. It was incredible. But it was fury against Ngannou, and people were dispiriting it, and people were discrediting it rather, that it shouldn't happen and that it's too one-sided. This fight's been given being given a massive platform
form. It's a terrific fight. We really don't know who's going to win. I noticed Bivol has become more of a favourite over the last 48 hours because Beterbiev was the marginal favourite, certainly with William Hill last week.
What I love about a fight like this, Ade Oladipo put up a poll on Twitter, who do you think's going to win? And the replies, I think 1,400 votes in, are literally 50-50.
Yeah, exactly.
Bang even.
And those people that voted are probably changing their mind 4 times in the week. I'm looking forward to being around them this week because little things you feel and see do change your mind about bits and pieces, and you tend to go back and watch things in these weeks as well. Anyway. What's
your prediction Saturday night?
At the moment, a day ago it was Beterbiev late stoppage, 2 days ago. Tonight, or today, it's Bivol on points. There's so many outcomes that can happen in this fight. But I think we might also say, yeah, maybe. Bivol's boxing skills were too good for him, or Beterbiev's marauding attacks. That's why he's 20-0 with 20 KOs.
Will we see a more well-behaved, in quotes, Chris Eubank Jr. this week?
I doubt it. Because he's a box office fighter, and he's a box office element. He's a box office asset to any promotion. He knows what he's doing. He's a very clever, erudite character who still needs to fulfill things at that very top level for himself.
Do you think, I know Frank Warren will laugh and joke and tease at the next gen sort of nickname that he's got, but at this point of Chris Eubank Jr.'s career, we know financially he probably doesn't really need to box. But do you think there's always that what if with him? Even in this fight here, I know the Ben fight was meant to happen and stuff like that, but, I know there were talks over the years about the likes of the Golovkins, even now.
They got very close that fight.
Yeah, but we never quite saw them with Chris. It almost feels like his whole career's been a little bit like what if. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, there have been elements that are that, where he was very close to the Hamza Shiraz fight. In September they wanted that fight. Very close to the Golovkin fight. He's very much his own man. He's bizarrely brilliant in my view. But what if he's still here? He's only 35, and he hasn't got loads of damage. He's got that one performance. Like, I know he lost to George Groves, and in a terrific fight that night. And I know that he was knocked out clean and hurt by Liam Smith. But apart from that, he hasn't really taken a lot of damage, and he's produced.
Sometimes they age overnight in this game, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Damage.
We might get that with Beterbiev, who's 39. But you can make if you want to make the point, you can make the what if point with Chris Eubank Jr. if you want to. I'm not making that point though.
I saw a very interesting interview that he did with Charlotte Daly from the Mail, and he was talking about his relationship with his father, senior, or I say relationship, what they don't have in terms of a relationship. And it's the first time we've seen Chris sort of uncut like that, and he said that he needs a father, not a boxing trainer, not someone there to guide his career. He needs a father. It's quite interesting hearing him open up and say that, because every fight we have for Chris Eubank Jr., will your dad be in the corner? Will your dad be in the corner? Will your dad be in the corner? Seems like he's at the point where he doesn't necessarily want his dad's wisdom when it comes to getting in the ring, but just wants a father figure. How do you perceive that?
I think it's really fascinating. To me, that's smacks of someone who's asking for some guidance and some love, maybe. Who's training him for this?
Jonathan Banks.
Oh, it's Jonathan Banks. Of course it is, yeah. Who's a good trainer, who's been around a long time.
Because he trained Golovkin for Sadameto, that's what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, I remember Jonathan Banks when he fought Antonio Tarver at the end. I remember Jonathan Banks when he was with Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko. I remember Jonathan Banks when he was with Manny Stewart around the Klitschkos in the camps in Stangelvat. Stangelvat, where we used to go and visit Klitschko before his fights against, when he was a world champion, before Joshua, before David Hay, all those fights. It's a fascinating thing to say. Maybe it's a call out to his father as well, to say, you know, there's something missing, and you fulfil that brief. And they've got a fascinating relationship that's hard to pinpoint at times. But this is why I say about Chris Eubank Jr. He's a thinker, he's erudite, he's articulate. But I also think he always says things for a reason. So he's pricking at us to just discuss those things. I'm sure he's in a good place. I think Kamil Zeramata is made for him. It's what he does after Kamil Zeramata, and given that is he chief support on this card?
Potentially, I think there's still a bit.
I think that'll change. I think it'll be Wardley and Clarke before the match. It should be. And what two terrific fights! Because I think he wins that, and he wins it handily, and he can make a statement against Zeramata.
On Wardley Clarke, Fabio says round 13. I've got a feeling Fraser won't see it like that.
Oh, I think he is.
Really?
Round 13 with the adjustments.
Yeah, but I think Fabio sees it as round 13 of war punishment. I can't imagine Fraser with his long jab and that amateur pedigree will want to look at it.
They're still going to collide. Not
as ruthlessly?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But I think it's up to Fraser to, you know, he's got a longer pedigree in the sports, more skills. He knows he can withstand things from Fabio. He's got to make the technical adjustments for this fight and win more of the rounds. That's what he'll be looking at. But the dog in Fabio, you cannot write off. I picked Fabio last time. I just think that Fraser might win it this time. I'm just voting with my head. I'm just really pleased for both men that they're getting rewarded on this card for the efforts they put in. When was it? June? No.
This year.
March.
Gareth. Eddie Hearn's come out and said that he expects Anthony Joshua to stay with Ben Davison. Now, we've not really heard anything that would suggest otherwise. We've spoke about the corner and everything like that, what people have made of it, etc. I suppose just first hand from you, it's interesting, right? Because fighters lose and they change their trainer, and it almost feels like the trainer's always the one that gets blamed as such. AJ, I know, has always been very happy with Davison.
Yeah.
He felt like he'd come on leaps and bounds with him. Is that the right decision? Is there more to learn at that age? I mean, what do you think?
McCracken, Sims,
Robert Garcia,
Derek James.
There's another one in there. Ben Davison, I'm sure there's another one in there.
Technical question here, is it 5 trainers, Anthony Joshua? We can't...
Tony Sims, Rob McCracken, Derek James, Ben Davison, and Angel Fernandez.
Oh, and Angel Fernandez, yeah. But he was
5,
with
6,
us.
Yeah.
So to change now is probably not the right thing. We know they've had a great relationship, and my feeling is that it didn't go right on the night. Clearly, the strategy they wanted for him wasn't implemented. I want to defend my own words on this as well. I said I think he fluffed his lines in the opening scene of the opening act of the play, if you like.
I think you said that in our interview. I think you said that in our interview.
Yeah, the he didn't implement the strategy that he needed in that first round against Daniel Dubois, and as many of us said, it could be a shootout, and it was a duel in many ways. And when he got hurt in that opening round, I think the game plan after that was survive. And fight back. So they'll want to right the wrongs. I think their relationship was extraordinarily close. And you saw Davison straight over to his corner when he was down in that fight in the 5th round. I don't see, who's he going to go to now? Who's he going to go to change things? I think the rematch with Andy Ruiz was still Rob McCracken, wasn't it? I think. And the rematch with Oleksandr Usyk was Angel Fernandez. Thank you. Was Angel Fernandez at the time.
Garcia, no?
And Robert Garcia. Out in where was it? In Jeddah. Yeah, I remember speaking to Robert Garcia afterwards. So I just don't see him changing. I agree with Eddie. You stick with Ben Davison because it didn't work right. I don't even agree with the immediate rematch with Daniel Dubois. That's just my opinion.
So on that topic, Tyson Fury's come out and said even if Anthony Joshua loses 20 times, the fight has to happen.
By the age of 50 though, but that was Tyson.
Yeah. No, of course. But if Daniel Dubois does knock out Anthony Joshua again, the fight's, you know, if it happens or not, the fight's totally different, right? Then again, then again though, if AJ's to lose by knockout to Dubois and say Usyk knocked out Fury in the rematch, I suppose then you can bill it, but it's not how we would have liked to have seen it billed.
My route is this. See what happens, Anthony Joshua. I think this makes sense, and I've heard this one algorithm, if you like, from Eddie Hearn. See what happens between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk in the rematch here in Riyadh on December the 21st.
And then see what.
And then make your decision. Fight Deontay Wilder. Fight Dillian White. Get yourself back. And I don't mean rebuild, just get yourself back. I think there's 5 fights for Joshua. Dillian White, Deontay Wilder, Dillian White, a 3rd fight with Usyk, a 2nd fight with Dubois, and a fight with with Tyson Fury. Maybe 2. There's 6 there. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him have 5 or 6 more fights. I think Fury will only have 2, maybe 3.
Man like Gad?
Man like Parsons.
Hold on, do that again, bro. Just give us a little thumbnail.
Man like Parsons.
Cheers, Gareth.
Cheers.
Bash.